Hi there, good morning. It is Sunday. Thanks so much for checking in with us here at Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Megan Packer. Hope your day's off to a great start and that you've been enjoying the weekend. We were just looking outside over Midtown where it's looking really nice. The sun is out there, beautiful blue skies, but it is chillier. You notice that difference when you walk outside. So we'll talk to First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams coming up in just a few minutes to get the latest on the forecast if you're trying to get outside today and then get everybody ready to go back to work and school tomorrow. Busy day of news, so let's jump right into it. Here's a look at what we're tracking for you this morning. We were on top of some breaking news this morning in Gwinnett County, a homicide investigation in the Snellville area. Here's some video from that scene. We had a crew out there where a man was shot and killed. Still a lot under investigation with this shooting right now. We know officers came out around 3 o'clock to Saddle Ridge Drive. It's south of Snellville. Police believe it is an isolated incident, and they say there's no danger to the public. They have not shared, though, if they have any suspects at this point. Our senior reporter, Patrick Quinn, was out there talking to the victim's family members. They say he is a father, and no other information released about this. So stay close throughout the day as we stay in touch with Gwinnett police as they continue to work this shooting in the Snellville area of Gwinnett County. Happening today, more ICE protests are planned in metro Atlanta. Several are planned across North Georgia today. We can tell you that they're happening in Atlantic Station, Atlanta's Old Fourth Ward neighborhood, outside the ICE office in Atlanta, one in Cobb County, one in Athens, all protesting against the Trump administration's hardline immigration policies. These demonstrations come after an ICE agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis days ago, and then also a Border Patrol agent shot and wounded two men in Portland, Oregon days ago. And we have been seeing people taking to the streets in protest ever since. Investigators in DeKalb County are working to identify a woman who was found dead in a burning home in DeKalb County yesterday. Fire crews were called out to the house on Glenwood Parkway. It's just inside the perimeter. A neighbor who called 911 tells us that the house has been vacant for several months. The cause of the fire is also under investigation. And police in East Point continue to search for whoever shot and killed a woman outside of a funeral home. We've been following this since it happened Friday night. Just of all places for this to happen, a funeral home during a viewing. 55-year-old Ina Chambers was shot outside of the Gus Thornhill funeral home. Police say she was dropping off her daughter for a visitation when a car drove by and opened fire. Police say the shooters targeted a family as they came out of that building. Again, the car drives by, people inside open fire. Police do believe there are multiple suspects. They do not have them in custody right now, so they are asking for anybody in the area who has surveillance or doorbell video to share it, anybody with information to come forward. They remind you that you can remain anonymous if you have any tips for them. There were some pretty wild storms yesterday that rolled through our area. People in West Georgia will be spending their day today cleaning up after those storms hit. Many trees came down. We know of at least one barn that was destroyed. These were yesterday morning. If you were with us on the air yesterday, we told you about it, the different thunderstorm warnings. A tornado warning at some point was in effect, and we are waiting to hear from the National Weather Service about it was in fact whether a tornado touched down in Carroll County. So our weather team is staying in touch with those inspectors, and they will keep you posted as they learn more about if that was indeed a tornado. So let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams to talk about, the storms are behind us, Isaac, but boy, we went from the 70s yesterday down to much cooler temperatures. So everybody's wondering what to expect for the next few days.
Yeah, more up and down temperature swings, Megan, are on the way. And the reason we had severe weather yesterday is that we did have that cold and warm air kind of clash up together just a little bit. So that's what we're watching there over the course of yesterday. I did talk to the Weather Service, and they are surveying the damage today out in Carroll and Coweta counties, and that is what they're going to be kind of looking at to see if the damage that did occur yesterday was in fact a tornado. Again, our radar system suggested it was a tornado, but we will get that official word from the Weather Service either later today or tomorrow morning when they finalize the survey results from Carroll and Gwinnett County. This morning we have plenty of sunshine, just some high clouds out there over the airport this morning. We're looking just fine, feeling not terrible. We have a drastic temperature change, yes, but it's not unbearable out there. We have temperature at 49 in Atlanta. We had 70s the previous few days, 50 degrees in Rome, but it is a little bit icier up in Blairsville, icy feeling anyway, 38 degrees there where the winds are whipping. So 10 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds with higher gusts. We've had wind gusts of 20 to 30 miles per hour. You can see Carrollton gusting to 31, the wind gusts here in Atlanta 26. And I'm expecting these winds to actually pick up a little more after lunch today. Yesterday's cold front well offshore of the East Coast. We've got some scattered snow showers up in the Smokies, East Tennessee, Western North Carolina, seeing a little bit of accumulation there. We are not expecting any of that to reach the Georgia high elevations. We should be dry and mostly sunny. The rest of the day today, we're looking at temperature in the upper 40s across the region. And as we look at those wind gusts again, getting up into that 30-plus mile per hour zone after lunch, and it will likely stay that gusty throughout the afternoon. Winds will gradually subside into the evening, but I'm expecting things to be just breezy enough overnight to create wind chills in the morning down in the teens and low 20s, with wind chill not getting above freezing in Atlanta potentially tomorrow until around lunch. So we're looking at a bit of a frigid-ish start to the day on Monday. We're looking at temperatures tomorrow to reach the low 50s. Let's talk about Wednesday and Thursday. Another system kind of comes in, and we've got some scattered rain Wednesday evening. And then going into Wednesday night, we're noticing a little bit of a precip changeover, precipitation type that is. And by Thursday morning, we could see some light snow in the Georgia mountains and maybe a few flurries fly near the city. That's going to be at worst. I don't expect this system really to trend in one way or another. It's been kind of staying pretty consistent. We've seen some signal that, yes, cold air is coming in, but will we have enough moisture around, and with the system kind of already pulling away from us, I don't think we're going to have much out there. But with such cold air coming in, and this is going to pack a brief but intense punch with the cold, and with the degree of cold coming in, we could see a few flakes fly, but no accumulation here in the city. We could see a dusting maybe at worst in the mountains, but up there we are a little bit more prone to see that, of course, and definitely up in the Smokies. Again, we're looking at probably a decent little snow event up there on the Tennessee-North Carolina state line, but into Georgia, outside of the higher elevations, a few flakes or flurries, and that should be about it. I'm not expecting much out of this system, and that's going to continue pulling on away to the north and east. But the pattern that we're kind of coming into does favor these brief glances of winter weather. So we may not be out of the woods just yet over the next few weeks, potentially, something that we're kind of looking at and watching closely. There's another system for the weekend that we're watching closely too. Too early to tell exactly what's going to come of that. It's barely within range of the 6 to 7 day or 8 day forecast. So we're going to continue to watch it. The Wednesday into Thursday system, I feel fairly confident on at least a few showers around and maybe a few flurries Thursday morning. Nothing to get super excited about. But the cold, I do want to show you that. We are looking at some substantial cold Thursday. In fact, highs may not get out of the 30s Thursday afternoon, and then we go down into the lower and middle 20s Thursday night into Friday morning. We do warm up Friday afternoon only to 45 and then low 50s by next weekend. But again, another system could be impacting us again, and we may see some pretty big changes in the forecast. So stay tuned through the week. We'll keep you posted here on ANF Plus, the First Alert Weather app, a great resource to have as well, because we are going to see probably some changes for next weekend. Until then, we're going to see this cold today and tomorrow, and then we do see near 60 degrees on Tuesday. That's the best day of the next 7 days. Not that the other days are going to be necessarily super impactful or bad, but sunny and near 60 on Tuesday is going to feel really nice before that midweek system swings through, and then we'll be watching next weekend as well. But again, back outside across the Midtown skyline this morning, almost the lunch hour, just a few fair weather clouds out there, lots of blue sky and sunshine, and we're going to continue to see breezy but pleasant weather continue throughout the rest of the afternoon. On this Sunday and into the evening, those temperatures will start to drop, and expect a cold start Monday morning.